Do my makeup in somebody else's car. We order different drinks at the same bars. About what you did, I wanna scream the truth. Thinks you love the beach, is such a damn liar. Those great whites, they have big teeth. Oh, they bite you. Did you say that you would always be in love? But you're not in love no more. Did it frighten you? How we kissed something like a floor. Like a floor. But I hear sounds in my mind. New sounds in my mind. Ooh, yeah. Be seeing you wherever I go. But honey, I'll be seeing you everywhere. Okay. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Shazwiyt, and welcome back to another video, Shazwiyt gang. I missed you guys so much. How's everybody doing? I'm doing all right. If you're new to this channel and you're clicking on me for the very first time, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn that post notification button so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. With that being said, let's get straight into today's content. Let's go. Okay, guys, I haven't posted a video in a while. I think the last video that I posted was on Wednesday this week. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I posted a video on Wednesday. But after that, I couldn't post more videos because I've just been studying. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on, just, you know, a few assignments that I had to do and just studying for because I had an exam on Tuesday. So I had to, study for that. And then, you know, I just have a few, typical school stuff. And also, as some of you may know, it's like finals week. There are finals coming up. I've already done one. I've got 3 more to do. Got 1 more assignment I need to do today. Then after that, I'm pretty much done with school. There's nothing else to do. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm literally leaving the day of my last exam on that same day. So literally right after the exam, I have to head out. But that's pretty much my life. Otherwise, everything's been good. Later on today, I have a performance at a Methodist church. So I'm part of choir as well, which has been the best club I've joined club. I love choir. It's so fun. I love singing, as you can tell. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of Lorde's album Melodrama. So for those of you who don't know who Lorde is a New Zealand, she's a New Zealander from Auckland, and she is a basically pop, electropop, basically pop singer who debuted in 2013/2012. She's mostly famous for her song Royals, which was a huge smash hit and was #1 for 9 or 10 consecutive weeks. It was a huge song. It was probably the most popular song of 2013. She even won maybe 2 Grammys or something for that song. She got nominated for a bunch of stuff. She did really, really well that year. And so I'm going to be reviewing her second album, Melodrama, which was released after her first album, Pure Heroine. This album came out in 2017. So yeah, I'm going to be reviewing this album. This album also did really well. It debuted straight to #1 as well. It was also nominated for a bunch of awards, including the most prestigious music award, in my opinion, the Album of the Year award at the Grammys. It did really well. There was a bit of controversy around those Grammys because that was the year that they were held in New York, and when Bruno Mars won, which I disagree with, all the albums in that category were actually good, and you're just gonna give it to some party album where it was literally no message, where it was just about sex and stuff, and you only give this album an award because it was popular in numbers, of which the other albums did well commercially as well. It just irritated me. But you know what? The Grammys will vote how they vote. They always mess up somehow. Oh well. But that's not the topic of this video. So I'm going to be reviewing this album. I'm going to be doing it track by track and basically gonna, get into how I felt about this album. Let me say right off the bat, I love this album. I loved every single song. Would I say some songs could be skippable if I went back to this album? Sure. But every song is really good. And this album is primarily a pop, especially electro pop album. It's a lot of electro, and Lorde, she always has experimented with that with dance music, electro pop music. She's got these interesting ad libs, and her voice is extremely unique. It's like this. She has an alto voice, an alto sort of voice that she has, and it's really great. And she and Billie Eilish are very similar. Hence why, like, when I first heard Billie Eilish, I was like, she really sounds like Lorde. Like, they have similar vocals. It's really interesting. I love her. Lorde, she is different. She is very much herself and unique, and she's an unproblematic singer. You know what I mean? Like, she's just herself. You know what I mean? She's just there for the music, and I love how awkward she is and stuff like that. But she's just her. I've always loved Lorde. So the album was recorded after Lorde's breakup with her longtime boyfriend James Lowe in 2015, and this album has been described as a loose concept album that explores the theme of solitude. So, and that's very true. I agree. When you listen to this album, it really is about like solitude. It's about her getting over this breakup, because her breakup with her ex-boyfriend James Lowe is what serves as the primary like inspiration for this album. They broke up in 2015, and it was shortly after that she began recording the music. She literally turned her emotion to song, which is what pretty much all musicians do. It's all emotions that are being expressed in the musical way. And there have been plenty of times where musicians have used real life events, especially breakups, emotional things they've gone through, to fuel the music that they bring out, to fuel the lyrics that they write and the songs and the production. And a really famous example I can think of right now is Adele. When she released her album 21 in 2011, that album was huge. It's like probably the best-selling album of the 21st century, or one of the best-selling albums. Like it did really, really well. And she won hella awards, 6 Grammys in one night, and it did so well. It was a huge smash. And people relate a lot to sadness and just, sad emotions. And I think it's simply because the world will pay more attention to negativity than positivity, because positivity is something that's generally encouraged. You want to be a decent human being. That's something that's expected of everyone, but you'll notice the little things that are like bad, like the little negative comments. Even though there are like a million positive comments, you focus on the little thing. But anyway, I'm going off. But yeah, so yeah, this album is very much along the tones of sort of sadness and reflection and being introspective and all that. But we're gonna get into it. So the first thing that I wanted to analyze first, and I've never done this in my album reviews, is look at the artwork and see how the artwork relates to the album, and what to expect as you listen to it. So on the artwork, you see an animation of Lorde herself. And basically, she's lying in bed. It's nighttime. She's probably come out from like a night of partying or something, or she's woken up in the middle of the night. The color is mainly blue, and blue is a color of sadness, and like, you're feeling blue, you're feeling down, relating to sadness, feeling down, depressed, that sort of thing. And that plays a lot out through this album, is that it is pretty sad. It is very emotional. But I think doing this was very cathartic for her. I think this album was really helpful for her moving on process from this breakup, because she dated this guy for a while. So it's hard to move on from like a relationship that you were in, for a long time, for someone who you were genuinely in love with, that you vibed with well, and now it just ends. So yeah, so you can tell that this album will have that sort of will have sad undertones to it, and that will be the melodrama. It'll be dramatic. She will dramatize her emotions and make it feel like it's so sad. You broke up with me, and it's really not that big of a deal, but it can feel like a big of a deal, especially because she was only 19 when she recorded this album. When you're a teenager, everything is exaggerated to you. You're so emotional, you're so hyper, your hormones are all over the place. So I'm not surprised. But kudos to her for getting that, those nominations. Her album was amazing. Anyway, so let's begin. I got my notes here, so I'm basically gonna read over my notes and tell you, what each song is about, how I feel, whatever. So the first song is Green Light. The album starts strong with an EDM, electronic dance music, bop. The song is a bop. I love it. It's fun. It's powerful. It's dancey. She talks about a former lover, who I'm guessing is James Lowe, who she can't let go and has already moved on to someone else. Yikes, that's pretty sad. So not only has she broken up with this person who she hasn't gotten over, but this person is already with someone else, which further emphasizes that it's really over. Um, she's saying that she wants to pack up her things, but she still can't let go of this person. Um, the song is also centered around rumors and how whatever crazy stuff she does to forget the dude. So she does a lot of crazy things, like she parties as hard as she can, she does substance abuse, she does all of these crazy things. She'll literally do anything she can to forget this dude. But she's waiting on the green light to let go of him. She doesn't know what the green light is yet. She doesn't know when she's gonna finally, see the green light so she can move across the street and let go of him. She's still waiting. She's still on that red light. But as this album goes on, the album moves from that a red light to amber to finally green. She gets her green light. So she does whatever crazy stuff to forget the dude, but he'll hear about it, and this shows that she's not over him. So she'll do crazy stuff, but because everyone knows each other in town, it's like the rumor will spread and it will spread to the guy, and you realize that she's still not over me. You know what I mean? And she'll be like embarrassed by that, and she'll want to do crazy stuff to get over this guy because it's hard. So yeah, she'll get her things, but she's still waiting on the green light. But sonically, this is obviously a great song. I love the song. It's really fun. It's really poppy. Really great way to start the album. The next song is called Sober. So now we've moved on from the party scene of buying drinks in different bars to now sober time. She's probably in bed. She has this hangover. I really love the song as well. I love the song Sober. Here she's acknowledging the unsustainability of her party lifestyle. It's not sustainable for her. She can't keep it up. I think she even fantasizes about having a night of passion with her ex, but knows it's wrong and it would feel so bad the next day. And you don't want to do that because sometimes you have a rebound with even your own ex, and it's like, what are we doing? It's like the movie It's Complicated with Alec Baldwin and Meryl Streep. It's that sort of thing. If you've watched the movie, you know what I'm talking about. She even says that having a night of passion with her ex, but knows it's wrong and it would feel so bad the next day. She even says in the song, in the morning you'll be dancing with all the heartache and the treason and the fantasies of leaving. So she even acknowledges that going back to your ex is treasonous. Why do you do that? No, don't betray yourself. And you both want to leave that awkward situation. I love the ad-libs in the song the most, especially on the second verse where she says, oh God, I'm closing my teeth around the slick away line. Like it's really cool. It's a really cool song. It's a really great song, and kudos to Jack Antonoff for producing and writing the song with her. Because Jack Antonoff, is a really great songwriter, and he's had multiple Grammy awards nominations. He's produced for Taylor Swift. He did her album 1989, and he's worked with other artists. He's a great songwriter, singer. He's done really well. Kudos to him. The next song is Home Dynamite. This song is now we have a house party scene, and there's peer pressure with everybody around to rage and have fun and do crazy stuff at this party, kissing random people, playing dangerous games, doing crazy stuff, hanging off the ceiling, balcony. It's a rager. Typical young people stuff. Everyone's wasted and pretending to be something they're not, as evidenced by the line in the song where she says, I'll give you my best side, tell you all my best lies. Basically, you don't want to be someone else to fit in, you know what I mean? She's also talking about basically embracing the spirit of youth and nonchalance and just not caring about what happens and just living in the moment. She herself acknowledges that when she says, our rules, our dreams were blind. So our rules, our dreams were blind. So basically, they're caught up in the fun and they're blinding themselves from the truth, from the reality of the situation, which is that what they're doing is dangerous, it's not sustainable, but you don't really care when you're having fun when you're in the moment. We can all relate to this. Typical reflective party album. It's like if we're at a party and we're told to write an essay about how this party contributes to us, blah 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 blah. Anyway, that's so random. Why did I say that? Anyway, the next song is the Louvre. The Louvre is a famous tourist destination in Paris. It's a really cool place. It's like the glass triangle place, nice museum. That's where the Mona Lisa is. So the song has this heavy bass to it, which is really cool. It's a more reflective song. The Louvre is a metaphor, I think, for exposure to people. You're being hung up as art pieces to the world, and she keeps saying broadcast the boom, boom, boom. So in the song, she enters a relationship that is toxic to her life. She talks about in the song blowing friends to sit in hell with you. The relationship seems to be abusive, as she has megaphones in her chest that broadcast the ricochet of the violence that she experiences, whether it's verbal violence or physical violence, which I don't think happened in her relationship, but that's the whole point of this album, is that it's supposed to be dramatic. It's supposed to give us this feeling of, damn, that happened, like, shit, that's crazy, when that's not the case at all. Because melodrama, the whole concept of melodrama is that you over-exaggerate every, you exaggerate every emotion pretty much. And she wants to bring us into her melodrama art piece. Um, but yeah, it's a really great song. Even though she's broadcasting the crazy toxicity of her relationship, she still wants us all to dance to her depressed anthem. And yeah, but the acoustic outro was really cool, and I also enjoyed the bass guitar in the background too. The next song then goes over to Liability. So now we moved on from the partying, we moved on, from all that, and now she is realizing that, damn, like, people are telling me I'm a liability, that I'm not the best person to be with, like, partying and all that stuff. She's being made to feel like she's a liability to someone, people. So now even her former lover acknowledges that she's a poison, and she goes off to be in a relationship with herself. She says, she talks about being with a girl, but the girl is actually her, and how she hasn't messed up the relationship with herself. She still has, she can have fun with it herself. So this is basically a really sad song, you can tell by, the piano and the tone of the song. She never really had actual friends. They only like her for her distinctions and her tricks. She's like a toy, so she'll disappear into the sun, which I'm not sure if it meant like committing suicide or that she'll just disappear from everybody. It's just better for her to be like away, But yeah, and why would you be surprised that you never really had actual friends? Like people leave you because, in Homemade Dynamite, all of y'all were like pretending to be something you're not. So once you become the real you, when people see that, they'll let go of you. They're like, oh, we can't use you anymore. You're nothing to us now. So there are all these connections, and you start to see the connections in the songs. The next song is Hard Feelings / Loveless. This is the longest song of the album. It's about 6 minutes because it's 2 songs and there's a transition. In the first part of the song, so Hard Feelings, she confronts her ex and asks him to be gentle about the breakup. So now that she's been told that she's a liability and she needs to get her shit together, she goes to confront her ex and she wants to put this whole breakup to rest and really have closure. She asks him to be gentle about the breakup, because it's hard enough. She says it's time to let go of this endless summer, and now, and she also talks about the winter, so she uses seasons to represent the emotions. So, summer is all about youth and having fun, but summer is over. It's time to go into fall, the fall of her relationship, and into winter, and, she has to accept the fact that things have changed. She reflects on the great relationship that she did have. She felt that, they did have a good relationship. She says that she can only let go in stages and in small steps, and she can't do it all in one go because she, you can't go all the way from being a carnivore all the way to being vegan, that sort of thing. Like, she needs to do this in stages. It's gonna take a lot of time for her to get over this. I mean, she recorded this album in 2 years. And through those 2 years, she was going through all these emotions. So it's a long time to get over someone. She probably dated people in between, maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. I don't really follow her personal life. Um, so then in the song Loveless, which is the second part of the song, she is now gone off the rails and now feels like love no longer exists for her generation. Clearly, she was really touched about the breakup. It kind of reminds you of like in Vampire Diaries when Elena broke up with Damon. It's that sort of thing to me, like how he then went crazy and became evil after she broke up with him because, he didn't see any reason for like being a good person anymore. It's kind of sounded like that in the song. The beat switch up in the song was really cool. It was dope. That second beat intro was really nice. It sounds like a heartbeat. I heard heartbeat sounds and being punched because it was like, you know what I mean? Not sex, but like, like being punched. But it was cool. Because it does feel like you've gotten punched in the heart because you've broken up with someone. Then the next song is called Sober 2, so Sober Part 2, Melodrama. And this song is basically a continuation of the original song Sober. Here she's cleaning up her mess, because it's the next day. She has to clean up the mess in the house and whatnot. Now that they're officially broken up, she feels like everyone's gonna gossip about it. And, that goes back to the whole theme of rumors in this album. So melodrama, for those of you who don't know, is defined as a sensational dramatic piece with exaggerated characters and exciting events intended to appeal to the emotions of the person. So I give you guys this definition because, shit ain't that serious in this album. It really wasn't that serious, but she makes it seem like it is that serious because that's how it felt to her, as I said before. So we're going along and we're witnessing her melodrama art piece, okay? So the next song is called Rider in the Dark. And here she throws shade to her ex when she says he must regret breaking up with a singer-songwriter like herself because she is the writer. And and she is the writer who will now sing about her ex, and these songs will forever be sung. So it's like a Taylor Swift kind of thing, singing about the people that break up with you. Even so, this song is a lovely ballad. I enjoyed the song, and it's actually one of my favorite songs. I love Rider in the Dark, especially the piano in it. It was beautiful. Even though it's hard and she doesn't want to do it, she still moves on with her life. She actually begins to realize it's good for her. She starts paying attention to things that she didn't before, like, for example, like signs on the subway or whatever it is, because she was so distracted by her love. And she also says in the song, but in her darkest hours, she stumbled across a secret power. And I feel like her secret power is basically herself. In the song, she says that I have to find a way to be myself without you. And that's her secret power, is her. She has to be her own hero. Then the next song is Supercut. And this song is basically like a flashback song of a relationship, getting a snapshot of the good girlfriend that she claims that she was. She says in her head she did everything right. She was an unproblematic girlfriend. Yeah, she was an unproblematic girlfriend. But it's a beautiful song though. I enjoyed it. The outro sounded very hopeful. It sounds very hopeful and peaceful. And it actually sounded pretty similar to the Louvre outro in that song, The Louvre. But just like more, upbeat and hopeful, I guess. So yeah, so Supercut, just more of like a flashback, quick remembrance sort of thing. And then we have the song Liability again, but it was like a reprise. So it's like she took a different take on the song. So this is like an electronic version of the original song because the other song was like just piano, but this is like with different sounds in it. The production changed. In this song, she repeatedly tells herself, but you're not what you thought you were, a liability. So she feels like she wasn't a liability. And, you start to realize now that, before she was blaming herself for the breakup of the relationship and everything, but she realizes that, things happen for a reason. She wasn't as bad as she makes herself feel like she was. She wasn't the problem. Yes, there might have been issues, but it wasn't as bad as it was. She wasn't a liability. She did all she could, and that's all you can do at the end of the day. She's a good girl. All good people. Then the final song is called Perfect Pieces. Here, Lord acknowledges that she's young, she's dumb, she's reckless, and she makes mistakes. As I said before, she's only 19, when she, is writing the songs, and she started by saying what the fuck are perfect places. She's basically saying mistakes can happen anywhere, it doesn't matter. And basically, she leaves us as the listeners of this album with, her groundbreaking message, which isn't really groundbreaking, but, groundbreaking for her in that drug, sex, alcohol, are all euphoric but not perfect. And that's the message she leaves us, is that I'm still young, I'm still, learning a lot about myself. I just came out of a relationship, I experienced heartbreak, but I want to move on, and I want to leave you with the message that throughout this whole breakup stuff, she, she messed with things that she wasn't supposed to, that, can make, like they can distract you from the heartache that you feel, but in fact, they can even make you feel worse afterwards, especially if you get addicted to those things. So yeah, so this was a really great album. I love that it was a concept album. I love, that it went in order of like being a party girl and being crazy after the breakup and all this theme of rumors and everything, and to finally finding herself and getting closure with her ex and everything. It's really great. I think she did a spectacular job of bringing us into this phase of her life. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. This was a great album. I give this album a solid 9 out of 10. It was really great. Would I go back to it? Maybe some songs, but not all, which is why I give it a 9. It's great. It's almost perfect, but not there, but it was really great. Every song was good. She did a spectacular job. She definitely deserved to win Album of the Year. It's a really great album. But yeah, thank you so much for watching again, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Get ready for the videos that are to come this coming week. I'm not sure that I will post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, like all days. I will definitely post a video tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to post a video on Wednesday, though. I might. We'll see. Because I do have 3 more exams this week, back to back to back, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So obviously I know Friday I'm not posting a video, but the other days I most likely will. And they're really great videos that I know you guys will enjoy. Anyway, love you guys so much. Love you, Shazwiyt gang. You give me life. You guys are the reason why I do this. I love you guys. I love making these videos. Have a blessed Sunday. Love you all. And bye-bye, Shazwiyt gang.